Hello, hello, Games Committee. I am 3Pup, and my friend over here.
Sitting alone with my thoughts.
I am ProfessorBurtch.
Nasty business.
And this is our submission video for Absolum, One Clear, Warpless, Co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into it as we start the run, but,
Yeah, so you'll see here, today I'm playing Brome, the Frog Wizard. I'll be player 1, so you'll follow along with me. And 3Pup will be taking control of Cinder, the sort of monk pugilist sort of class of the game.
Yep.
There are 4 characters in total. We could even do some fancy things. Here are the other 2, Carl and Galandra. We're not going to be seeing them this run.
No. But they are there. They are cool.
But they are there. They are options.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm ready
let's
to go when you
go.
are.
Oh, let's go downstairs first.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
So, in the interest of reducing some RNG from like having to reset, we like to start with one of these Moxen items. They just guarantee that your next ritual, which is like the big upgrade system in the middle of a run, will guarantee that we get a certain type of upgrade from our first ritual.
Yeah. I took the Fire Mock specifically because I would like to put some kind of burn effect on my Arcana in particular. You'll see my Arcana is Spiteful Tempest, which is just big tornadoes that kind of take up most of the screen. So really kind of getting any sort of status or dot on those is also very helpful in addition to everything.
Cool.
I'll also actually take Skill Inflicts Burn.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I went ahead and took the Lightning Moxen to give me the access to the lightning skills, which makes my Arcana do this big proximity charge mine thing that does a lot of damage. So, like, I'm going to be our main single target damage for this run.
And you'll see with both of my skills kind of being this sort of explosion centered around me, as well as my Spiteful Tempest, I'm kind of the AoE here. And in some cases, crowd control. A lot of my stuff knocks up or knocks back.
So, I guess, yeah, so Absolum, as a video game, is a roguelike beat-em-up. I'm sure we'll take the money. We'll be going across a predetermined route that's just like the fastest route that we like have determined, but there are different branching paths you can follow down to go fight the game's 3 or 4 major bosses. We start here in the cave biome because it's fairly quick, and then also has a chance to spawn a boss at the end, which will give us an upgrade called Inspiration. Inspirations are just like the big upgrades that we get from killing certain special mini-bosses. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
and they just
the shield.
modify our moveset in certain ways. Alright, we're not getting the troll, which is fine.
Also, you'll see there's combos in this game, but that's not the only sort of fighting game-esque adaptation or carryover that this game has in terms of its beat-em-up sort of DNA. You know what? I'll take some static. We also have different ways of sort of parrying or deflecting in the form of our clashes and deflects.
Time is the great devourer.
So if you ever see a sort of blue particle effect come off of us while we're sort of either dashing in or counterattacking our opponents in some way, that is one of those. There are several ways to sort of do those, either a deflect, which is either we essentially parry by dashing into the opponent's attack in a certain frame window, or a clash in where we use a special or a skill to accomplish the same goal.
Clashes give the like greatest reward in terms of like punish windows. but also are the riskiest because, like, if you fail the clash, then you're not, like, actually protecting yourself. You're way open for counterattack. Like, my character, her skill has a grapple hook. It is the grapple hook that I've been using, and it gives me a bit of a ranged class, which is interesting in terms of being able to counter enemies from a distance. Whereas Brome has that, like, AoE, like, magic explosion thing. Also, you saw me there riding the pig back and forth. There are, like, mounts that you can find in the game as well. They have a limited amount of usage, where you consume, like, their health bar by using actions on them and hitting enemies with them. They will eventually run away with time, but especially the boar is really good at clearing out waves of enemies. You may also see, like, some of the enemies will be glowing like orange. Those are elite enemies. They have extra health and they deal more damage, which is already not good. But most importantly is that they have what is called super armor. And for those who aren't well acquainted with fighting games, that just means that, like, normally when you hit an enemy, they recoil for a bit, like, from the damage of the attack. Super armor means that enemies will not recoil, so, like, they can just hit you back while you're hitting them and not be stunned. What am I grabbing?
Ooh, proximity spark and chain lightning burn. I'm just gonna take that.
Let's take another proximity spark. Okay, this boss is pretty easy.
I did not have enough mana for my Arcana. I did not realize that.
So right there, the enemy flying away there, that's this game's, like, protection against infinite combos called overpressure. The more that we bully an enemy in the corner, the more this overpressure gauge will build. And I have lots of energy. What am I doing? The more that the overpressure gauge will build, and if it builds up to its max, then the enemy will just knock themselves out of whatever your combo is and fly across the screen. But there's that boss. Yeah. Here we get to pick up an inspiration, and I think I'm gonna go look for Arcana Mastery.
I'm just gonna take mana on combo.
That's a good one. I took that as a ritual because spamming the Arcanas, which are like the ultimate moves that we are, like the Spiteful Tempest and the Mines. Using those over and over again, it's pretty good. So having more mana to use those is good. I'm taking
mana. Also going to take damage reduction.
Yeah, I think I'm fine. And we each get a mount.
So the mounts do allow us to travel through the sort of levels just a little bit faster than our regular movement speed, which is why we're grabbing them. Yeah,
some of, like, the mounts are more or worse, like, better or worse at combat than others. The boar is pretty good at combat. The, like, weird plant monster thing that Burtch is on is also pretty good because it can, like, combo enemies against the wall.
It is also just another AoE sort of attack.
Yeah. I will take.
Yeah, we'll take more impact.
The problem with the boar is just that, like, that charge attack that I'm doing takes a lot of the energy of the mount, so I don't get to keep it very long. Like, yeah, mine's already out. But cool thing about playing in co-op is that only one person needs to actually cross the screen boundary to transition to the next screen. So you'll see us, like, stack up movement speed on one of the characters in particular, because only one of us needs to be able to cross the screen to move on to the next one.
Yeah, typically whoever's the first one to actually get some movement speed will take it. I'm going to take the food just because I'm already low.
Yeah. I'll take
I
the
just want food
tooth
to
for
feel.
crits, I guess. Ah, come on. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. So as is probably expected for playing on co-op, there are definitely more enemies, and they do also have more HP, which can be a little bit tricky sometimes. I don't know. So here I'm going to re-roll for a bit to try to find something that might be a little bit more useful here. More proximity spark damage is fine. Alright, now we are heading to the first of the game's 4 major bosses. This is the Underking. He's gonna get kind of bullied.
I really don't need the Sproutling anymore.
No.
As you can see there, I skilled right at a specific window to get the clash on Underking. He has a very telegraphed attack that we can.
Yeah.
That Brome has a very generous window for.
And yeah, this is a scripted, like, knockback away phase 2 kind of thing. We're gonna go ahead and give him some space there, and then... And there he goes. Goodbye.
I got the one clash, but I couldn't get another one the rest of that fight. We're just gonna fast forward this.
Yep.
Ooh, I got my death ray.
Yeah, so yeah, for completing that boss, we get a second Arcana at our disposal. But more importantly, we get a... Ooh, money. More importantly, though, we do get a third little gauge in our mana bar. Which just gives us more usages of our... more usages of Arcana, which is good. I'll take the movement speed.
I'm just gonna start saving gold, actually.
I think I'll take that.
Warm company by selling this.
Are you? We're
So here, there's a branching path to which of the game's 2 remaining continents you go to. We go to Jeroba because it is a lot easier. The other continent, Yeldrim, is scary and full of monsters, and we don't want to go there.
Well, both continents are full of monsters. Yeldrim's just filled with undead monsters,
Yeah.
which there's a difference.
Yeah. Just gonna fight these lizards for a bit.
I'm just gonna hop off and use my actual abilities. The Raptor is not as useful in combat as some others.
Yeah, the like skeleton dog thing's also not that great. It's just that this one, there's new to the most recent update to this game. Some of your mounts can also be elites, which is pretty cool. They just have more HP and they have cooler attacks and more damage and all that, which is really nice. Ooh. More money. Okay. Ah, come on. Oh, alright. What am I even looking for anymore? I'm not sure.
this one yearns for
Yeah,
wrath.
gonna do skills
It
increase
longs to be
static charge.
unleashed.
There we go. Cool. Now my proximity charges hit multiple times in a row, which is just even more damage on top of what the damage I'm already dealing.
Charming little nothing backwater village once.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
So that's a trinket that essentially gives me life steal on my crits. I'm not necessarily going to critical build, but this kind of being a brawler where we can crit pretty much at any point in time. Like we just have a sort of base crit chance.
Yeah.
It's still good to have nonetheless. They just all decided to come in from that side. That's
Yeah. The screens that you get, like, handed to, depending on, like, the biome, like, there are a handful of different screens, and the screen that you do get is random. But the actual screen itself, like, has predetermined spawns of, you can take the mana, I think? Yeah. Like, this has predetermined spawns of monsters, so, like, we, like, can predict where they're gonna come from. At least generally. I think there's, like, sometimes, like, they can randomize a bit, it can change a little bit depending on when you get the screen. Like, as a difficulty scaling thing, but, yeah. Woo! These Knoll enemies are particularly annoying because if, like, they can go into, like, an enraged mode, and if they do that, yeah. If they do go enraged, then they get super armor, which, as I mentioned, we're gonna go ahead and take the trap here. This is actually cool to see in a time save, because instead of having to go this encounter up top, we're gonna fall down into, like, this, oh no, we're trapped, but we actually get to fight an easier boss that still gives us an inspiration as a reward, and skip straight to the next, like, section of the map, which is really nice. It's like the, like, intended boss for the route that we were on is, like, this fight against two twins, and it can get really out of hand really quickly, so being able to see that in a run is cool. Go ahead and take recycle just to get some more MP for myself. And you can take that bread if you want as well.
Tasty.
Because we took that trap route, we're in a slightly different, like, underbelly route than what we would normally take if we had defeated the intended boss. But, like, let's select that. Oh no. I'll take the heal, get me back to 100% because I get more damage. Yeah, I guess just as a small thing, like a lot of beat-em-ups, like a lot of classic beat-em-ups, there's, like, random food that you can find by breaking open the breakable objects, like pots and stuff. Generally, like, if we're running along the way, we'll crack open a pot or two just to see if there's anything in it. Because you can also get, like, money and throwable items and stuff like that.
and food.
And food. Food is good. Proximity mines deal so much damage. It's nice.
Yeah. The other thing about this sort of section of the level of this continent that we have to be careful about is that there are other prisoners held captive here, and not all of them are friendly.
Yeah.
So sometimes, as you can see there, we got the Sea Tribe ally right here after opening the corresponding prison cell. But if we open any other monsters, like one of the, I think, mush trolls we got in the previous area, that's just another enemy we have to fight to clear the biome.
Yeah. So generally, yeah, but we have to take extra allies just because, like, that's just more damage, and also just, like, a nice distraction.
Yeah,
If
it's effective at minimum, it's like more effective HP for us.
yeah. And also, if the allies do manage to survive to the end of this section past the final boss, we also get a little reward, which is nice. I am feeling pretty good about our builds right now. We seem to have, as we we got our rituals here. Gonna take more proximity charges. Thank you.
More mana.
Yeah.
I think I'm good on mana generation, but it never hurts to keep going.
Yeah, my mana generation's pretty good too if I took the ritual, but if we do get another ring, I'll probably take the next one.
Yeah.
How do you breathe under that mark?
Probably could have rerolled that last one there, but to get like some other form of damage.
Yeah, rerolling does take rerolling is nice to like try to get like certain different benefits, but it does take time. So there's a careful dance you have to play of like how much do you reroll to try to get something good, or just take something that's just okay so you can keep moving. So this section here, instead of like running down screens, like we're in this like arena, and the boss of this area is right behind us, the giant lizard back there. But before we can fight him, we need to fight 3 more waves of enemies to appease him. Look at all of that MP on the ground. Wow.
That's a whole MP that I've generated.
It's actually kind of nice, because I think like you're feeding me MP, which is really cool.
Yeah, like for the record here, 3Pup is very much the one who has like the greater amount of experience with this game at the moment than me. So I am playing Brome mostly from a partially from a support aspect if I can, but still also trying to pull my weight as much as well. So mana overflow is not necessarily a bad thing, especially.
You have fire. Yeah, you can take that one. You have
I already had a
fire
fire oxide.
You can get multiples, and it keeps increasing your fire damage.
I did not know that. The more you know.
Kind of similar to another roguelike that folks may have heard of.
You take the bread here.
Yeah. Like a little indie game called Hades. When like the way that like the build system kind of works is that yeah, sure, we'll take that. Like once you like kind of locked into your build, like in Hades you have the gods. In Absolum you have the ritual, like schools of magic. Once you're kind of locked into the schools of magic you're using, oh, hey, you did your Burtch. Tell us what that's about.
So I also picked up something there in that last reroll. I picked up some time magic. The time magic here in this case gives me extra copies of myself on cast my Arcana. So the tornadoes here. Whew. I create a temporal clone that creates that. For Brome, that's very good because considering my both Arcana and skills are AoE. Having little clones that can trigger.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah. That is certainly more health than I ended that fight solo earlier today.
Yeah, this fight can be deceptively difficult. The boss has a lot of like command grabs, just like the ability to grab you without you really having anything to do about it.
As well as a full arena dash that can push you into the wall that he puts up that has thorns all over it.
Yeah.
Which will then bounce you. That fight's a time. But
you can also deflect you and like deflect damage back at you. It's real scary. You can take the carrot there.
Yeah.
Everything gets eaten at some point.
I don't really need healing, but yeah, I think we're fine. We are in the final biome here. Oh no, I'm blanking on the name of the city. Asterios. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it literally just popped up on screen.
Yep. The city of Asterios.
imagine reading.
Yeah, imagine reading. I'm a speedrunner. I don't know how to read.
Yeah, we're not gonna take the mounts here because we don't need them.
That could be a little scary.
Yeah, 3-pup
See how
has
this
enough
goes.
movement speed at this point.
Ooh, okay, we're good. Oh my god, what's happening?
Let us out, let us out.
Let us out, please. Oh, okay. That was wild. Things just happened. I'm not really sure.
Did we? Oh, did I not?
Yeah, we're fine. We're out. That's just a crystal of bramble.
That was weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still going to just take a meditate here.
Mother, make your limbs grow back.
I'm gonna. The health.
Yeah, that's fair. Again, like other games, like maybe Hades, there is like a similar system to Death Defiance where we have multiple lives. We just need to make sure that we have one life remaining when we defeat the final boss. Not the quote-unquote final boss, Azra, so that we can actually fight the true final boss, Absolum, you know, the title of the game. I'm not particularly worried about only having one life going into Azra. It's fine. I've done... I think with two of us, I think our builds are pretty good. Also, like, with you feeding me
also
mana,
if we-
that's really nice.
Yeah, me feeding you mana, and if we get any gold at the end here, I'm gonna just let you take it, because you could always buy an extra one.
Yeah. Oh, come on. There's a bit of bad RNG here to get an enemy spawn here, but it's okay. There's like a random chance that one of these random rooms that we take will have enemies that spawn after, which is a bit of a time loss, but it's fine. And then we have a scripted fight coming up here against a predetermined group of enemies. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna take this bread here. Cool. Cool, out of there.
Yeah, the reason why I took the temporal clone on my Arcana is that it gives me, it essentially gives me 2 uses of Spiteful Tempest every single time I pop it. Not enough. Okay.
Ooh, proximity sparks on dodge is pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna take that health.
I think I will take that,
Bed and warm company
And
after
that.
this.
and then I still have $200.
Oh, Fast Echo on my skill now. I'll take
take
that. Thank you
a bit
very
more
much.
movement speed, and then I'll hire some dogs for us. Yeah. Like mentioned earlier, having allies is just good to have, like, buffer HP and distractions and all that good stuff. So here we have a very scripted sequence. We have to like run across these 3 doors and open them to get to the actual like throne room of Azra. I do want to kill that guy before he bullies us. We do not actually, unlike other screens in the game, we do not actually necessarily have to kill every enemy on the screen. If we can move fast enough, we can despawn most of the enemies and not have to defeat them. Cool. I'll take dodge chance.
I'll take aerial attacks.
Alrighty, and then one more little mob sequence here before we get to the final 2 bosses. This is a timed sequence where we set to survive against waves of enemies. You'll see on the door there's like the spires that are slowly moving back. Once the last like little spike spire thing moves back is when like the door is ready to open, and then we need to clear out the room. So like the general strategy for this is like heal enemies before you get overwhelmed, but also don't like spend too many resources so that like you're a little bit like empty going into the Azra fight. Because the Azra fight is the most difficult in the game for reasons that we will get into when we get there.
Okay, I also lost a Death Defiance here.
That's fine. Yeah, we're doing fine. Azra is a difficult fight, but I feel pretty good about our builds. And then Absolum I do not think is a very difficult fight. These guys can be annoying. They don't actually attack you, they just slow you down. I'll take the heal here, I think.
Yeah.
Alright, Azra. This fight's annoying because he is you. He fights like you. He can clash, he can deflect, he has arcanas, he has everything. So generally the strategy is just to bully him as much as we possibly can. Do not let up, do not give him a chance to counterattack. Because if you lose control of the fight, he will take it and he will beat you up and bully you. And then we don't like that.
Like that.
Advice. Yeah. This is a scripted like knockback sequence. Shout out to Guilty Gear fans. He also has access to rituals. But generally, because he operates under the same rules that we do, the Arcana has usually the highest priority in terms of execution. Ooh, let's not get bullied by this turret. Ooh, okay. Yep. Oh, come on. Oh. That should kill. Cool. Azra does have a third phase. This would probably be a good time for us to use our ults. I'll start with mine since it just stuns him.
Okay, I'm a little in the blender.
Yep. Oh, come on. Yeah, just spam your Arcana as you get it. Oh, come on. Stop bullying me. Okay. Woo! Okay. We're good. We got there.
Absolum, face me.
So yeah, that fight's tricky. Thankfully, Absolum is a bit more friendly, because it's a big giant monster with really predictable attacks.
And there's our last Death Defiance. This is scripted.
He does kill us. Yeah. It's a little bit tense, but I believe we got this.
Yeah.
We're gonna back off there, and then... So this first phase here is split into 3 different health gates. I'm gonna try to... This is the health gate that's the most annoying, so we're gonna try to get him out of here as quickly as we can. Oh. How did that not? Okay, cool. And then we're gonna... Cool. With his first health bar negated, we move it to the second chunk of the Absolum fight, which is split into 2 health gates. This first health gate is very similar to what we were fighting before, but you need to just Knock him down about half health. Nice clash there. Alright, we are in the part of the fight where Absolum just kind of runs around and attacks us. We can't really do anything. We can't damage Absolum during this phase. We're just gonna hang out and survive. And then Absolum's gonna break the floor here. And this is the last chunk of the fight. And that's time. So yeah. Much easier, friendlier fight. Yeah, GG's. Alright. Yeah, cool.
Okay, I totally think I did not put the no corrupted biomes on.
Yeah. It's chill. It happened to work
That's
out,
me.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has been Absolum 1 clear, warpless, co-op. I don't think there's any other final words to say, really. Other than, yeah.
This game slaps.
Yeah,
Please,
stay rules.
please let us, if not just play this. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.